Happy move-in day to your planner, everybody. That's right, it is July 1st, and for everybody who is in a daily planner, you're moving into that second notebook that runs from July through December, and I just listed those on their own. So if you have been curious about that, but you didn't want to get the full year, you can just grab that second half now. Or if you're a mid-year gal, then you can grab a weekly or an hourly or a monthly, and you're moving into that because that runs July through June. So super exciting. This video today, we are running through setting up that second half of the year of your daily planner. But this totally applies to the mid-year as well. Alternatively, and I mentioned this in the video as well, but alternatively everything is really the same for the mid-years as the full year. And so you can go back and watch the video I did of setting up your full year planner, and it's going to be just as relevant. It's just the months are, starting in July versus January. Totally relevant. I'm just a lot more pale in that video. Not that I'm not right now, but just like slightly more sun-kissed. So let's turn this camera around and let's get the second half of the year set up so we can just keep on living life, and especially this month, which is July, if you're watching in July, so that we can get out there and enjoy this time of year. This design, this time of year, makes my heart so happy. It is summer vibing for sure. For anybody who's brand new here, I'm just gonna walk you through all the cover options for our daily planner if this is something that you really like and you want to grab. So this is Flower Child, Sea Glass, which is our linen option, Daisy Blue, Lemon Drop, Moody Blooms. We're gonna be working in this gorgeous girl though. Let's open her up. You got your pocket right here. And then all of these come in with these snap-in stencils. We have our title page, and you can see here, very seasonal tabs, July through December. Welcome to this second half of your year. Can you even believe it? I cannot believe we are halfway through the year already. But alas, here we are. We have our refresher page for anybody who saw this in the first planner, or if this is brand new to you, this is kind of recapping how I designed the planner. We also have your setup steps here. So if you like to check things off your list, if you like to just kind of review what's going on, you have it here with the check boxes. It's set up in these 3 big setup chunks. So you got your values prep, your big picture planning, and then you get into these monthly calendars here. So we start with our values prep, and this starts with our intentions. So this is where in the first planner, I walked you through identifying your core values more in depth, and here you have to come with those. So I do have a video on how to identify your core values. I'll post it in the notes below. But here you put your 5 core values, and then you set your intentions for those values. So that is what actions are you going to do to support those values. And then I'm going to show you examples here of my planner this year and how that looks. So here's my core values, and then these are all intentions that I want to take throughout the year that's going to support those core values. Okay, next up we have people. And again, in your setup, in the first planner, you're going to see this explanation talking about your levels of people here, kind of what this means. So if you don't have this or you're a little confused, you can look at it right here. But then it goes into your people. So you can name your people up here. You have your color code relationship key down here. Your 1000X people are going to be your most closest relationship. So for me, that is my husband and my kids. So if things are going bad with any of those relationships, it's going to affect the rest of my life. So really, I should be spending the majority of my relational time with these people. That's not neglecting everybody else by any means, but I'm investing the most time and my heaviest resources into them. Next, you have your 10X people. These are really very important people to you too. Siblings, parents. And for some of you, your siblings, your parents might be in that 1000X range. This is all very personal. But your closest friends, those are going to be your 10X people. And the combination of these two are going to be your home team. So these are the people, your 1000X, your 10X are going to be your highest effort people. So you're really going to want to nurture these relationships throughout the year, be most intentional with them. And then your 1X are people who are still amazing people. They might be work acquaintances, they might be other acquaintances, they might be neighbors, they might be people that you volunteer with. I mean, I'm no relationship expert, but I think your highest level of keeping healthy relationships should be in your home team efforts. And then you should just be aware that these are amazing people. It's not that they're less worthy, but just that you aren't spending weird amounts of time with your 1X people and not enough time with these 2 levels. So you color code these 3 different ones. So then you put the name of the person here, and using your color code here, you color in that circle, and then you write your intentions of how you want to nurture that relationship. We have our reflect and hope section here. How did the first half of the year go, and has it lived up to your hopes? And then what are your hopes for the second half of the year? And I do have some bigger bucket things that you could touch on if you wanted to, or not. You could just write whatever comes to your mind. This is the rest of 2026, calendar and holidays, with some space to put projects or focuses. I did for year at a glance. I know people tend to do a lot more. I just did focuses I wanted to do that month. I know some people add some color coding in here and whatnot. I kept it simple this time. And then next you have your year list. So I say first half of the year flew by. It certainly did. Rewrite and add anything you still want to do before the end of the year. Here is my year list. It is short, but y'all, I've learned my lesson. I've done long lists before. I'm trying to keep it actually doable. I know I can go add more, but these are the things I really want to get done. And as you can see, I have not done anything. I've made progress on some of them, but I have not checked any off. So this might even be too much. Oh, so I should mention that it was at this calendar that we moved into the big picture. So we could have checked off already our core values and intentions, people, reflect, and hope. Next, we move into that big picture. So year at a glance and holidays, our year list. And then our previews here, we still have the 4 quadrants. You could still do your seasons, your quarters, certain projects, however you want to use this and break this out. And then you have the 6 months until the end of the year. So just as a reminder, if this is new to you, previews are whatever things you want to plan ahead, you want to remember, you want to be intentional about. It's things that you don't want to commit to your monthly calendar yet, but you want to capture them somewhere. And then I will have a reminder on the monthly calendar for you to go back and check this, and then you can get it onto your calendar. Here's my previews. I am clearly nailing my seasonal bucket list. And then this is my stay on top of it list. Part of big picture. And then we have trackers. If trackers is your thing, these 2 pages are for you. If it's not your thing, you can completely ignore it. These are 2 different kind of trackers, but they are daily trackers. One thing I did, I'm not doing it this year, and I'm kind of regretting it, but I put meals, I put what we ate for dinner every single day. I meal planned. After the week was done, I grabbed on that meal plan, and then I just filled it in here. This is called a pixel tracker. You can look it up online. You can just type it in, pixel tracker, into Google. Let's just say, for an example, that this is you want to track your mood every single day. So this could be happy, meh, sad, angry, whatever it may be. You could use all of them. You could use some of them. And then you assign a color code to each of these, and then you just fill in each day. So this is July, August, September, blah, blah, blah. And then you fill in what you were. What was your mood, your overall mood that day? So then you get a color-coded picture of your mood for the next 6 months. Okay, just taking a quick peek back here, what we've done. So we just did previews, trackers. Now we are going into our blank pages. And I say use these pages to set up anything helpful. Okay, you have dot grids here. You have 2 pages of dot grids. These are 5mm dot grids, if you are wondering. And then you have 2 lined blank pages here. You, my dear planners, can use these pages however you want to. I have seen people set up more elaborate trackers on here. I've seen reading lists. I've seen watch lists. I've seen what you want your morning and evening routines to be. The world is your oyster, and the internet's a great place to get ideas too. That completes our big picture checklist. Then we move on to our monthly calendars. So we're going to put in our birthdays and anniversaries, appointments, and scheduled events. So you can use your perpetual calendar. I have one of those printables. If you don't have one of those already, here's mine. Mine is really old. I need to do an updated one. Look at That's my old logo. So grab out your perpetual calendar, fill in birthdays, anniversaries, if that is something that you do on here. If you had the first half of the year, you had this in here called Bridging the Gap. So this was something, if you used it, if you didn't grab out your planner, where when dates and appointments and things came up, you can plug them in on here and not have to worry about it until you set up your next planner. So if you had this, then grab this, and this comes in clutch that you can just grab off whatever you wrote down in here and plug it in on here. And then for the record, you have that then for the next year at the end after your very last day in here. So you have your 2027 calendar, Bridging the Gap here. So this is how, let me show you like a December spread I have. So this is what I envision it will look like all your months going forward, as you have your birthdays, if you have appointments already, holiday, if you're highlighting any holidays. I already have our school schedule, so I have that written down. So you're left with that, and as you can see, that is the last thing we have to do for our monthly calendar, and then you can just dive right in. This is the week we are on. You fill in your week and your day, and then you just take it from here. Now with your mid-year planners, all the front pages that we just looked through, and I'm just gonna flip through them quickly here. These are all exactly the same as the full year, January through December. So I will also post that video in here. You can watch that video to set up your planner. And it's gonna be, again, the exact same setup. It's just gonna be, you know, your months are going to start in July instead of January. So that's going to be the same for your weekly and for your hourly. So I hope you get a little bit of time off, a little bit of vacation time, and you are able to spend time setting up your planner and having it ready to go. You can dive in and enjoy the remaining of your year or the whole next year if you're in those mid-year planners. Okay, now I want to hear from you. Are you moving into your daily, or are you a mid-year gal? Are you setting up your planner? I would just love to know who is on that train right now. So I will meet you in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for spending your precious time watching this video, and I will catch you on the next one.